Hey everybody, this is John and welcome to the free video. Let's talk about the NASDAQ and how it acted today, especially in comparison to the rest of the market. If you look at the rest of the market, a lot of key sectors like financials today were under a lot of pressure. The NASDAQ though, from a daily perspective, you can see not only held its 8 EMA, okay, but didn't even get to its 21 EMA before actually crossing back up above its 8 EMA in the close. All right, we caught a very nice trade into the close here as well, and I'll talk about that trade here in a second, just kind of show you how we found it and all that kind of fun stuff. But the important thing here is just to remember there is a tale of two markets here. All right, so there's the NASDAQ, and we can see there, clearly there's some strength. It's trying to hold on, and also keep in mind that if you go to a weekly chart here, the pattern that's showing up here is something that is ready to explode from a weekly squeeze. All right. Now, the idea of that happening with the backdrop of some other sectors here like financials, and I've got these kind of reversed. There's the bigger picture one over here on the weekly and the daily over here. The idea here is, gosh, can tech explode higher based on that weekly pattern if like financials and a couple of other key sectors aren't playing ball? Now, obviously, financials and tech are different, but it's about, it's really all about money flows. Generally, if money is flowing into the stock market, it's kind of spread across multiple sectors. But we have a situation right now where we have money literally flowing out of some sectors and into others. And it's a situation that is not as common as all sectors going up, all sectors going down. But what we're seeing is something where we could see a sector that's receiving strong money flows like XLK, okay, explode higher in a situation where other sectors implode. All right, and we want to be prepared for that, and we want to catch those moves, obviously, as much as possible. All right, so that's the first thing that we're taking a look at here. And so the question just becomes, how do we evaluate this stuff, and how do we look at it? All right, so first off, let's take a look at the trade we did into the close. So as we came into the close, there's a support zone right here, okay? Now, this is a 1-minute chart, and I'm not a huge fan of trading just the 1-minute chart, all right? But as we're watching this, and you can see that this EMA cross happens here, all right? And it's important to know which EMA crosses kind of work the best. And so what happens then is that before, all of these were red. Okay, this top row represents the crosses. And so when the 1 went green, all right, and then you kind of wait for the 2 and the 3, then at that point, we started going long on the NASDAQ, all right, and we caught a nice 20-some-odd point into the close. But what you want to look for, because if you do it too early, then you're just kind of catching a falling knife, right? And nobody wants to catch a falling knife. And then the next thing from there is we want to know, where could this thing go for tomorrow? Okay, you can see here that the profit zones for tomorrow are sitting right at 7,044, 100 points above where we are now. Now, it doesn't mean that we rally 100 points tomorrow. It just means that the door is open now. Now that we've had our test of the 21, this zone, over the next couple days is essentially now wide open to get hit. And we want to know that, especially in terms of like, okay, well, which stocks could benefit from that the most? Amazon is one of the ones that could benefit from that the most. You can see here on Amazon, not only do we have a daily squeeze, not only do we have an RAF buy, but its profit zones are up here at $1,660, which leaves a ton of room. And last but not least, if we look where the squeezes are on Amazon, in addition to the daily, you got the 15, 20, 30, and 60-minute squeezes. And in terms of crosses, you've got the 10 and the 30 happening right now, which means the 15 and 20 will probably happen pretty early tomorrow. And then it's going to be balls to the wall, all systems go on Amazon. So a couple of stats that I want to take a look at for tomorrow with Amazon. First of all, when it dips down below the 8 EMA, it'll generally hold the 21 EMA, like it did here, 48% of the time, okay, which is good to know. And then when it crosses back up above the 8, typically you're looking for a 3.8% move, okay, over the next 4 bars, which is $61. And guess what? That lines us up right there. And then as far as the NASDAQ goes, we can see that if it cracks the 8, it'll hold the 21 EMA 36% of the time. And then from there, if it can cross back up above the 8, we're looking for a 1.4% move over the next 4 bars, which for the NASDAQ is 100 points, which guess what? Lines us right up there. So we're really teed up for tomorrow. All right, so what is all of this stuff? So I did a couple of webinars last week on this. I'm going to do an additional one on Wednesday, May 30th at 7 o'clock. You should see a link for this in the email. There's also one on the home page, a link. But if you go to simplertrading.com/predict, it'll take you to this specific page. Now, what I'll be looking for here, okay, is essentially I'm going to go through and explain those tools to you and just show you how you can use them to kind of predict not only when a market level is going to hold and turn, okay, but also then predict where it can go next. There's a lot of really cool things that you can do with these tools, and the more I use them, they're newer, the more excited I'm getting. The amount of increase in probabilities in terms of the right target being hit has increased over 25%, okay? There's also a lot of simple rules that you can use to help you manage your trades. So anyway, I'm super excited about it. Again, free webinar Wednesday, 7 o'clock Central, and looking forward to seeing you there.